Southeastern Championship Wrestling. Innovators in televised wrestling of personality profile. Split screen, instant replay, and other technical firsts. The program voted #1 by the Wrestling Writers Federation of America. Join us now for the fast-paced competition of professional wrestling, featuring the top grapplers from the world's largest governing body, the National Wrestling Alliance.
Charlie Platt with Les Thatcher. Welcome to Southeastern Championship Wrestling. Les, a lot of things are happening here in the Southeastern wrestling area, and I think the injury of Johnny Valiant is very well on the people's minds.
This is correct. Johnny Valiant has a broken leg. He will be out of action for some time. We'll be bringing further details on that later on in the program, but certainly it's going to change a lot of things that are taking place in here in recent weeks, Charlie.
A lot of action coming your way today on Southeastern Wrestling. Brad Armstrong will be in action today against Oki Shikina.
Mr. Saito, the Alabama State Heavyweight Wrestling Champion, will be going against Roy Welch.
Robert Gibson and Frank Levert take on the Southeastern Tag title holders, Randy Rose and Dennis Condry.
Paul Orndorff and Norvell will also be in action as a tag team today. And speaking of Rose and Condry...
We don't mean to interrupt you, but we got something... Hold it just a minute here. I understand we have the Florida State arm wrestling champion amongst us today. I'm speaking of you, Paul Orndorff. We want to issue a challenge. I'm issuing a challenge to you right now. I'm the Southeastern arm wrestling champion. And I'm issuing you an arm wrestling champion right here. I want it right here on TV where everybody can see it. I can put you down, baby. Look at that 20-incher right there. I'll put you down in a minute. If you got any guts at all, I don't think he's got the guts, cuz. My cuz here is videos from Hollywood to Broadway and back. Look at this. You ain't got the guts. Come on, Orndorff. You ain't no champion until you come against my cuz right here. We're issuing you a challenge on TV today. Now take that.
Paul Orndorff, at one time the Florida State arm wrestling champion. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm sure this will be a surprise to Mr. Orndorff, and I think we can talk it over with Paul, and I've never known Paul to back up.
No, I didn't know that Condry was the Southeastern arm wrestling champion. Of course, there's a lot of things we don't know, Charlie. But, of course, we've got a match upcoming, and our first contest will be Brad Armstrong, a fine young athlete, against Japan's Oki Shikina. And right now, let's go for those introductions to the ring.
10-minute time limit. Introducing at 240 pounds from Japan, the Japanese destroyer Oki Shikina. His opponent at 208 pounds from Marietta, Georgia, Brad Armstrong.
Brad Armstrong out against Oki Shikina, the man that calls himself the Japanese destroyer. And of course, here is the vitality and the exuberance of youth against the rugged, rough Japanese veteran. Armstrong against Shikina as Brad comes up with the headlock. Oki maneuvers him into that corner against the break, and they start fresh once again, jockeying for position, feeling one another out, collar and elbow. Headlock and a reversal by Brad, coming up with a hammerlock, and Shikina moving to the ropes to get the break, Charlie.
Of course, Brad having his problems in recent weeks, less with injuries, especially to that rib cage and recent matches, tag team action, and Brad's not a quitter. He keeps going.
Exactly. A fine young man, admired by many, even a lot of the veterans. Begrudgingly, nonetheless, give him a lot of credit for a short period of time in that pro ring, Charlie, but a lot of great results have come his way. Right now, Shikina applying a nerve hold to the trapezius area of Brad Armstrong. Of course, you can see the ribs, the rib area, heavily taped and wrapped. Brad receiving quite a bit of punishment last year here in our television ring, and unscheduled with Mr. Saito. And then again, as we're going to see on tape later on, Rose and Condry worked those ribs over extensively. So Brad still in there, battling, wanting to stay with it and not giving the ribs a rest. And, of course, only time will tell whether that's going to be a positive or a negative effect, Charlie.
Ring veteran Oki Shikina, a tough opponent for Brad Armstrong. Shikina knows the ins and outs of the sports, and he knows how to take those shortcuts.
As we mentioned while we're watching this action, Johnny Valiant with a broken leg, saying the credit or blame, whichever you want to call it, goes to the Tennessee stud. And like I say, I think we'll be talking about that later on in the program.
Front chancery now by Shikina and Brad Armstrong. Brad looking for some means of escape. Pulling that arm around. There he goes. Into a hammerlock. Good move.
Okie finds the ropes and gets his break once again. Shikina using the ropes wisely. Each time that Brad comes up with a good solid hold, Okie's been able to move to those ropes and get the break and a fresh start and hasn't had to relinquish too much offensively. Right now, Armstrong cranking up on that headlock. And Shikina with the tackle back to the headlock. Puts the hip in, take down, and in command.
It looks like Shikina using those tacks to pull Brad over for a pin, but it's only a 1 count, and Brad comes back out of it and goes right back to that side headlock.
Moving up to their feet once again. Brad still cranking down on that headlock, and Okie takes a handful of air, maneuvers young Armstrong back in the corner, and a chop. Staggers him in again. Shikina opening up now, and he's found his spot and moves in with that front chancery.
Tightening up on the pressure. Brad looking for that corner over on the ropes. Brad Armstrong taking Shikina into that turnbuckle, but Shikina, with a little foresight, comes up, catches Brad off guard, and goes to work on those ribs.
And he's concentrating. Certainly that bandaged area is like a red flag to a bull. It's only drawing attention, but nonetheless, the rib area needs to be heavily taped and bandaged as it is. A lot of fans, Charlie, some wrestlers wondering if Brad can go it in singles after having the tag belts with his father, then relinquish those to Rose and Condry. Brad has said that he is more than ready to try and prove that particular point to wrestlers and fans and promoters alike. The fact that he can make it on his own.
Armstrong in trouble back. Armstrong, good move. Brad Armstrong was in trouble against Shikina, but he catches Shikina off guard for the pin, and your winner of the match is Brad Armstrong.
Brad found an opening, and Shikina punishing those ribs. Brad wisely took it and made a beeline for the outside, but he did score a good win, and of course Brad and his father Bob joined us right now. And Bob, we were just discussing the rib cage problems Brad has had, and of course the tape upcoming involves that same injury.
That's exactly right. Brad's taped up here, but he wanted to try it on his own, see if he could handle it, and obviously he did the job. I know it's painful. I've had broken ribs, and anybody that has knows how it feels, but I'm real proud of him today. He did the job and did it good.
He certainly did. Well, we're talking about Rose and Condry and the Armstrongs, and of course Mr. Saito involved in what we're about to see. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Let's roll the action. Rose and Condry against Brad and Bob Armstrong.
Now, here things got a little wild, and Brad and I both were in the ring. They'd been working on his ribs. They caused the injury a few weeks ago themselves, and it looks here like we had things pretty good. And here comes Saito, who I'd had problems with earlier. There's a blow from the back. He's very good at karate, no doubt about that. Brad tried to save me there, but he got hooked and got a good chop there, too. And we've both been through a match already. You know, these three have formed what you might call a terrific trio there. They're ganging up. Now, you can see Saito, he's putting it on me while Rose and Condry are working on Brad over here. I will have to say this for that Japanese gentleman, that he's got hands as hard as a rock. And right here, he opened me up real good over the eye. One of those chops just split me, and it took 12 stitches to close it up. But, you know, this is backfighting. You know, this is not one-on-one situation. Thank goodness some people were watching the thing, and they came in, and finally Rose and Condry and Saito, the terrific trio, chose to split. But I knew Brad was hurt at this time, and all I could think of was getting Brad out of there. I wanted to get him back in the dressing room, get him in that shower, because I know when you got those cracked ribs like that, anytime you take a deep breath, it's going to hurt.
Of course, Bob reverting back to this thing against Saito, it more or less came to a head last week right here on this set where Saito antagonized Brad into that ring and went to work on his ribs.
And that was Rose and Condry's doing. They sent the Japanese gentleman out here to grab Brad, and antagonize him. He slapped Brad, and Brad knocked the devil out of him. They went into the ring, and he got caught with the karate. Now, here's a good example of Saito, a really brave man. I just turned around. I heard the crowd screaming. I turned around, and there he's chopping me again. I was already opened up. I had blood in my eyes, and right here, I was just trying to stay on my feet and stay conscious, and this Japanese gentleman, he was doing his thing. You know, he thought he had everything going his way, and at this point, he did. It was hard for me to stand up. I was using the ropes,
trying to keep my balance, and here's the Japanese gentleman. He's really having a ball right now, brother. He's really having a ball. He's just using those hard hands and chopping and aiming them. He opened me up real good. It tore half my eyebrow out with those chops. So he's got things going his way, but you know, every dog has his day, and in a minute he's going to mess up. He's expecting me to go down any time, and really, to tell the truth, I was expecting to go down any time. Here he had me in the corner, and he finally had me trapped. Now here the referee's trying to keep some kind of order. He grabbed him, he pushed the referee down, and that gave me a chance to catch him with a little chop of my own, brother, and he bit the dust. Now, turnabout is fair play. What's good for the goose is good for the gander, and now it's my time, brother. I'm going to show you a little American karate here. I'm going to jack your jaw, knock you down, step on you, do whatever I can, because I had took a beating, I had took a licking, I'm keeping on ticking, and I'm chopping that man from Tokyo to L.A., brother. And there's a good old American right cross.
Bob Saito, of course, tends to differ with the how tough the American karate style is.
Well, he's always knocking. He's knocking everything in America. Now, there he caught me with a karate kick that took the breath. He's going for the Japanese sleeper here, but I reversed it, and I hooked the cobra hold on him here. And I had him pretty good. You know, he wasn't going to get away. And again, you're going to see the other part of the terrific trio, Condry, Rose, and Saito, are coming in to do their number. Now, they're thumping on my head, but I was determined this time I was not going down. I was going to hurt somebody. I was going to try my dead level best not to be the last one hurt. Here he is, having a field day, right? I'm trying to kick at him. I finally got my hands on that Japanese dude, and I wasn't going to let go. Rose and Condry could have tore my arms out because I'm hanging on, brother. Here they're trying to pull me off of him. The referee's grabbing. Everything just kind of went haywire. At this point, I couldn't see very much because I had blood in my eye, but I knew I had a hold of that Japanese gentleman, and I wasn't about to let go. Now, here comes the troops again, thank goodness, but I had a good handful of hair, and it would have took a Mack truck to pull him away from me at this time, but they grabbed the back of my feet there, and there wasn't nothing I could do. When they pulled him away from me, it was like just pulling part of my teeth out because I wanted him so bad. You know, one thing about America, he's already knocking Americans. We believe in going face to face. We don't do any backstabbing. He might be tough, no doubt about it. They say he's got the strongest hand in wrestling, and I can attain to that. 12 stitches in my forehead will attest to that fact. But here they finally got us apart. He wants to come back. I want him to let me go, but the referee saw fit to break it up at this time. But, you know, it hadn't settled anything. We had a battle. The war is not over. One way, shape, or form, Mr. Saito is going to get his just like everybody does in the end. He's had his day, and mine is a-coming.
Comments to Bob Armstrong. Congratulations, Brad, on that win today on television, and best of luck to you and Bob. We'll be back with more of Southeastern Championship Wrestling in just a moment.
For reservations and information, call 320-6163. Tickets on sale at Bethel Box Office Monday at 9 a.m. The main event, 18-man touring triple chance over-the-top rope battle royal, $10,000 to the winning team. Plus, you'll see an Alabama State title match as Mr. Saito takes on Bob Armstrong. Challenge tag team match, Norvell Austin and Paul Orndorff take on Randy Rose and Dennis Condry. For the U.S. Junior Heavyweight Championship, Brad Armstrong takes on Jerry Stubbs. Robert Gibson will be in action against Ron Bass. Jimmy Golden takes on Jimmy Jones. And Larry Horn goes against Oki Shikina. Monday night, Birmingham's Powerful Auditorium. That main event, 18-man, two-ring triple chance over-the-top rope battle royal, $10,000 to the winner. Monday night, Powerful Auditorium, Birmingham. 7 great matches Monday night. Boutwell Auditorium tickets go on sale 9 a.m. Monday morning at the Boutwell box office. With me, the Alabama State Heavyweight Champion, Mr. Saito, who defends that title against the original holder, the man he defeated for it, Bob Armstrong, on Monday night at Boutwell. And on my other side, the challenger for the United States Junior Heavyweight Champion, a former champion. He'll be facing the youngest U.S. Junior Champion in the history of the belt, Brad Armstrong. And before I talk to this champion and this challenger, let's hear from the Armstrongs.
You know, Monday night in Boutwell Auditorium is a very big night for the Armstrong connection. My son Brad, the youngest man ever to win the U.S. Junior Heavyweight title, will be defending that title. And as for me, I got a chance to win a title that I won originally right there in Birmingham. Now, you've been slipping by. You've been knocking Americans. You've been knocking everything you can knock in Birmingham. But on Monday night, I can knock you, brother. Some way, shape, or form, I'm going to get that belt. Brad's going to defend this belt against Jerry Stubbs, the man who held it longer than anybody. But he's got the heart, he's got the will, and he'll do it. And in Birmingham, Saito, you say you're so much better at karate. If I have to, I'll do what I can. And remember, it just takes one shot to put you down, big boy.
We'll start with you, Jerry. You're going after a belt you held longer than anyone in the history of the...
That's right. I held the United States Junior Heavyweight Championship longer than anybody ever. You understand me? Ever. And let me tell you something, Armstrong. You're the youngest to ever hold that belt. And you're going to be the shortest reign, because when I get through with you in Birmingham, I'm going to be the new champion, just like I'm supposed to be.
Mr. Saito, your belt is on the line against a very tough Bob Armstrong.
You know, the other night, I talked to my father. He's so very happy because I'm a champion. American belt and Alabama State champion. He's so happy because my father, very good kamikaze pilot. He's 2 times attacked the Pearl Harbor. Same to me now. I attacked the American wrestler. I attacked the Armstrong. He's the American karate.
Monday night,
American
Birmingham, Boutwell Auditorium.
Join me now to this, Jimmy Golden. Jimmy, I certainly have a lot of questions that I would like to ask you pertaining to an incident that took place this last Tuesday night at Expo Hall in Mobile concerning you turning on your cousin Ron Fuller in the ring.
Turning on him nothing, brother. Let me tell you something. I took care of business, baby. Like I've been telling you I was going to do for a long time. And that's exactly what I done. I done a good job, didn't I?
You came back into this area. Ron has taken you as a tag team partner. On numerous occasions, you went down to the ring and helped Ron when he was in trouble. I just really don't understand why you do all of this and then turn on him in the ring.
You know something, Charlie, old buddy? You fit in real well down here in southern Alabama with these peanut farmers. I bet you make a fine peanut farmer yourself. All you people are just great. Everything fit together like a little puzzle, man. It couldn't have been better. All you people come up to the Tennessee stud, old Ron Fuller, and said, Jimmy Golden is all right, man. He's had a change of heart. Take him as your partner. Y'all did great, man. I knew you loved me all the time because I'm the greatest that there has ever been, and I'm here to stay. I've taken care of the stud, and I'm going to take care of the whole Fuller family.
Taking into consideration what has happened this past Tuesday night, I have another question that I, if I could, would ask that, did you in any way, John Valiant recently turned on Ron Fuller. Did you have anything to do with paying John Valiant to do that?
Well, let's just say this, man. You know, whatever's whatever, you know. I don't know nothing about John Valiant. He left the area. He's gone. He couldn't really take care of business like he should anyway, so I took care of business, so I did it my way. You know, if you want to do something right, you got to do it yourself. So I did it myself.
After a very unfortunate turn of events, he's back in the Southeastern area, Jimmy Golden. Ladies and gentlemen, this event one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing at 224 pounds from Oklahoma, Roy Welch. His opponent, 245 from Japan, the Alabama State heavyweight champion, Mr. Saito.
Mr. Saito out against Roy Welch. You see Saito taking off his Alabama State heavyweight wrestling title. Well, of course, a non-title match. Welch moving out ready. And Saito, there's your bell. We've got action. Saito moving out low, and they lock up. Welch, nice block takedown. Right over on top of his man, and Saito finds the rope. Roy opening up early, Charlie, and realizes with this man, his power, his knowledge, versatility, you've got to handle him quick.
Indeed, it always amazes me to watch the various styles that Mr. Saito can go with. He probably one of the greatest pro wrestlers in America today. The Japanese Olympic champion. Good head by Welch, but as you see, Saito finds a quick way out.
He built like a fire plug, but he moves well. He moves that weight deceiving. 242 to 46 pounds is his normal weight, and see with a nice arm bar straddling Welch now to hold him down, apply that pressure. Yes, Charlie, Saito moves in and out of one style or the other with fluid grace. You can't go in the ring with one set battle plan and expect to handle him that way. And I think any man that's faced him thus far in our area can attest to that. You've got to go in there and be versatile. You've got to watch for his moves, which gives him a little bit of advantage, Charlie. He's got to open up first. You've got to know where he's going before you can defense against him.
Welch looking for some means of escape. from Saito.
Roy trying to turtle on him, so Saito can't find a handle, but as he comes up to his knees, Saito hooks that leg and breaks him back down, trying to grapevine the other leg. And doubles it up now, doubles it up. Of course, you know, a stalling tactic in the amateurs will draw you a penalty. In the pros, you don't have that short time limit. And a man in a crucial situation will sometimes work a stall to see if he can lull his opponent into a false sense of security. Right now, Saito with that double leg lock and keying on that arm has his man tied up. And of course, at this particular point, you unless you can make a man submit, you can't go any farther. But certainly, he's not moving well either. Saito now relinquishing the arm, going back to the legs. Welch up on that knee and breaks out. Nice move. Saito moved the leg around there within reaching distance. Roy with a nice quick counter and comes down on top, but once again in the ropes, he'll get the break.
Saito back to his feet. Going into grip, Saito with the hair. Plainly can see pulling the hair back on the ropes, and the referee calls for another break. Saito puts in that chop before the break. And again, chopping to the midsection, chest area of Roy Welch. Mr. Saito.
Pressing now, Charlie, and staying right on top of his man. He's opened up, and the assault, as you can see, is very effective. But Roy battling back, and Welch staggers his 12-blazed right hands, drops him with the fourth one, and now picks him up, catapults him cross ring. Roy going for that stretch, almost missed it, but is able to hook the abdominal stretch.
He has a stretch. Bruce Fortson, the ring official, asking for submission, but it's Saito throwing his man off. Fair takedown by Welch.
Roy didn't have the leg grapevine completely. Saito was able to power out. Roy going to the spinning toe. Now Saito kicking back into that turnbuckle. Dazes Roy now, and Saito moves in. And there's the power in those hands we've been talking about for the last 2 weeks, Charlie.
Going to work on the back of Roy Welch. Takes his man into the ropes. Misses with that chop. Welch going for a roll-up, but it was Saito holding onto those ropes.
He anticipated him there and was able to hang on. Here's one of those suplexes. He drops Roy.
That's it.
He stunned him, Charlie, as he caught the ropes on that roll-up and took advantage with the suplex and the body press. Mr. Saito, your winner over Roy Welch. Quite a good wrestling match.
Indeed, the Alabama State Heavyweight Champion, Mr. Saito. Our personality profile is next. Stay with us.
Spotlight today, we're going to talk about a unique type of wrestling match, and I think the Birmingham fans will be seeing for the very first time in professional wrestling history in that city this type of match very soon. A 2-ring, triple chance over the top rope battle royal, in which will be any place from 15 to 25 wrestlers. The match we're talking about will involve 18. The winners will receive $10,000. Now, we're going to talk to some of the wrestlers that participate in this type of thing. With me now, Norvell Austin, Paul Orndorff, and Ron Fuller, the Tennessee stud. And Ron, in this type of match, we're talking about, we start with 18 men in one ring, and you and I might go through a little bit of the rules and regulations of this type of contest. So your first chance is in ring one.
That's right. And in ring one, you have to be thrown over the top rope into ring two. If you're thrown over the top rope on any other side of the ring one, you're able to come back in, and you haven't lost your first chance.
So the second chance is in ring two. Once you've been thrown into that ring, then to be eliminated totally from the match, you have to be thrown out one of 3 sides of that ring onto the arena floor.
That's right. You go out any side of ring two, and you are basically and forever eliminated from the battle royal. You've lost both chances there. But the last 2 men in ring one stay in ring one, and then the last 2 participants in ring two stay in ring two. And after everyone else is eliminated, then there's a tag team match, and at the end of that match, those 2 winners split $10,000
prize money. Right. So it's the 2 finalists in ring one against the 2 finalists in ring two. And Paul, this can bring up some unique situations, because it's possible that you could be left in one ring or the other if you're down to the final 4 with someone that you don't get along with, someone that you have wrestled in the past. It could be a Ron Bass, it could be a Dennis Condry, it could be a Mr. Saito as your partner. So you're in a position for $10,000 to make amends, at least briefly, for one match anyway.
That's very true. You know, Les, that's why it's a very unique type of a match. You don't see too many of the double ring, the battle royal fights here, because like you say, there's 18 people in there. There's a lot of bodies. There's a lot of money at stake. You never know who's going to be your partner, so everything's up in the air. You don't know what's going to happen. It's, you know, like anytime there's money up like that, 10 grand, a lot of things can happen. And just like you said earlier, you don't know who your partner's going to be, and you just got to forget about that and just go out there and try to win that money, and that's what we're going to try to do.
Exactly. Norvell, later on in the program, we're going to be seeing a double ring battle royal where you and Paul were partners in that particular match. But as we mentioned, it could be someone that you've wrestled against very recently. And how do you feel as you go out? Normally, if it were Paul or Ron, you know your partner's covering your back. But in this situation, you can't always be certain.
Yeah, it kind of breaks concentration a little bit if you wind up with somebody that's you're not real tight with. It breaks your concentration a lot, and it's kind of tough to win when you're not concentrating on the match. But like Paul said a minute ago, you got to try to trust whoever you wind up with, because 10 grand is a lot of money. Split down two ways, making 5 grand a piece, a lot of money, man.
In another studio, we have Ron Bass, Dennis Condry, Randy Rose, and Mr. Saito, also involved in this big match coming up in Birmingham. Let's hear their views on a 2-ring triple chance battle royal.
$10,000, triple chance, a battle royal. Well, that's going to be fine. Birmingham, Alabama, boys. Old Moneybag, Mr. Don Curtis is going to turn loose of it again. Well, I'm going to tell you something, people. Whenever you get us out there in that ring, we're not going to take this thing personal. It's not a personal thing to us. It is all money. Whether it comes down to a team with any of us individuals here or anyone else, that's fine, because we're going to get in there and do what we got to do to win. Now, there's going to be people out there chasing other people. There's animosity. I think this Robert Gibson is chasing me. He says, I heard his brother. Well, that's fine. Just come on, Gibson. Ron Fuller, you better be watching your back, because you got something we all want, baby.
Me and my cousin got some fresh meat. Orndorff and Austin. Suey, baby, suey. I tell you what, cuz, we done drove away in the black vet. Now we're going to drive away with the money, baby. Wine, women, song, and money.
Mr. Saito, $10,000 battle royal.
Oh, I like a $10,000. I like American dollar. We guarantee we take American dollar. All right. A big party. Party. Okay. Party down, baby. Here, everything.
18 men going after $10,000, beginning all in one ring, every man for himself, until it boils down to 2 men in ring 1 and 2 in ring 2. They'll have a tag team match from that point on. The winning team scoring the fall will be the possessors, and $10,000 is split between them. A lot of tough competition, a lot of exciting action if you've never seen one. And that has been our NWA Spotlight for today.
Levert and Robert Gibson. Levert and Gibson, their opponents with a combined weight of 465 pounds. The Southeastern Tag Champions, Dennis Condry and Randy Rose.
Condry and Rose, the Southeastern Tag Team Champions. Frank Levert and Robert Gibson. Levert, new to our television ring. Young man carries a lot of size around. It'll be Robert Gibson starting for his combination. And let's see, for Rose and Condry, it'll be Charlotte, North Carolina's Dennis Condry. Out to do battle with Robert Gibson.
Bell sounds, we're ready for action. Condry sizing things up all the way around the ring. Collar and elbow into that wrist lock. Arm twist and a reversal by Condry, and a reversal by Gibson, and a takedown for Robert Gibson on Dennis Condry.
Robert applying the pressure through the arm bar, now windmills it one more time, and Condry finds the ropes. Condry checking Frank Levert out as he locks up once again with Gibson. Robert traps that arm, but Condry back on the hook on the far side now, blocking. Moves under, takes him down. Nice leverage. And the tag is made. Gibson saw it and moves away. Good strategy on his part, staying out of harm's way, out of the champion's corner. Headlock now on Randy Rose. Rose is top of the tackle. Gibson on the move and is tripped, and down he goes and right back. Nice low single leg takedown, but Rose kicks him away, and they're up both ready to roll. Frank Levert catches his first tag in this match, and of course his work cut out for him. Nice drop toe hold by Rose. Rose on the ride. Levert trying to make the move. But of course, speed-wise, Rose being able to contain him. Levert not in a position to use his size as heft against Rose yet. As Rose turns him out, gets a 1 count in, up to their feet. Rose and Condry will be king on Levert, no doubt about it, being the least experienced of the combination of Gibson and Levert. A nice waist lock and the takedown, but into the ropes and breaks. Condry out to shake hands with Levert. Levert slaps away at the hand, but not too enthusiastically. Moves in. Condry on the go behind. Waist lock, takedown. Levert turning out again. Condry with a block. Levert now with a hook. Condry switches under, comes up with a nice hammerlock, and Rose and Condry with some good wrestling moves, which again proves that they are versatile athletes. They prefer to take the shortcuts through the back alley style, but they can use the sophisticated hooks and maneuvers. Always a good wrestler. Tag, and Rose opens up in that back alley style we're talking about. Stomping away at Frank Levert. Hooks him again, drives him down. Rose applying the pressure now. And Rose and Condry have contained Frank Levert since he's entered that ring, and the man has not been able to stay up and use the height and the power, that's, which certainly is a strong point, Charlie.
Levert needs to make a tag with Gibson. The tag is made with Condry. Very effectively in and out. The Southeastern Tag Champions, Randy Rose and Condry, take down by the hair.
You know, while we're watching Condry and Rose with some good switches on Frank Levert, I was a little surprised that Condry moved out of here and yelled about this arm wrestling challenge to Paul Orndorff, and talking about he is the Southeastern arm wrestling champion, which there is no such animal. There's no title for that particular.
I was about to ask. I'd never heard of it.
If there is, Don Curtis just initiated within the last 24 hours. I'm not aware of it either.
Condry catches his man with that clothesline coming off the rope from the second rope. Rose crashes down. That's it. 3 count. It's over. Frank Levert defeated by the team of Randy Rose and Dennis Condry, the Southeastern Tag Champions. Very effective team here in the Southeastern wrestling area, and as they continue to be the Southeastern Tag title holders. Joining us now, dynamic team, Paul Orndorff and Norvell Austin. And gentlemen, great to have you out.
Of course, you fellows were in a 2-ring Triple Chance Battle Royal. It came down to the two of you as one tag team, and Condry and Rose is another, and we've got that action on tape. Let's take a look at it and hear your comments, Paul.
This event, the finals of a 2-ring Triple Chance Battle Royal, and of course, Rose and Condry against Austin and Orndorff. Norvell?
Right on. We had a tough time with these guys. You know, they're a fine, polished team, but we don't play cheap. And we got some things to sell with these two guys, and we're going to sell them one way or another sooner or later. Right, Paul?
That's right, Norvell. You know, what they did last time is on call for, and if they want to play that way, well, we can play that way also, because sometimes, someplace, somewhere, this will be settled somehow, because when it's all over with, when all the smoke clears, you're going to see Norvell and myself wearing those belts.
Of course, Paul, the going was rough throughout this, any 2-ring Battle Royal.
Well, sure, there was 18 people, and then Norvell was naturally in a little bit of trouble previous to this. So, you know, he's out of trouble right now. He's going to come out. He's going to fire out of it in a minute, because that's the type of person that he is. He'll get down and start fighting. When the going gets tough, the tough get going, and that's exactly what this man did. They're not like those two guys. When it gets too hot in the kitchen, they just run on out, tuck the tail between his legs, and ran. That's exactly what he did, or what they did. But I'll tell you what, it's not going to be that way, because if they want to fight dirty, right here's two people that can fight dirty right back with it.
Of course, Condry Rose trying that headbutt on your dog, and we're going to see Rose with it here. They should know better by now.
Big mistake, man. That's where the tide turned at. And I kind of hung in there, hung on, and tagged my partner Paul, and he come in there tearing them from limb to limb. And this is why they're going to get out of it at. They played a cheap shot, knocking the referees around just to get out of it. Oh, if they can't beat you one way, they'll beat you another kind of way. They always got something in the back.
Second referee, you can see outside in the right-hand corner of your screen in this type of match, there usually are 2 officials, one in and one out. We see You'll see the second official coming in momentarily, and as you mentioned, Rose and Condry go to work on both officials, and the match ends up a no contest.
At this time, you can tell that the team of Rose and Condry are very confused about the force of Orndorff and Austin.
That's exactly right. Right there was uncalled for, and when they got down, and it was getting too hot for them, just like I said, they resort to start beating up on the referees any way that they can to get this match thrown out, and that's exactly what they did. They must have had this planned in case it ever happened, and it did, and they got the match thrown out, but it will be settled.
Exactly right, man. We mean businessmen call out to show everybody that we supposed to be the champions. We're gonna prove it somewhere along the line, Condrey and Rose. You can run, baby, but you sure can't hide.
Condry was talking about being the Southeastern arm wrestling champion a little bit earlier, Paul.
That's right. I'll tell you what, if he wants to challenge me, I'll take that challenge anytime, any place, and anywhere. So just come on, bring it on out here.
Well, the gauntlets have been thrown, Charlie, and certainly there's the answer.
Paul Orndorff and Norvell Austin, outstanding tag combination. We'll have more action in just a moment.
Auditorium. Tickets go on sale Monday morning at 9 a.m. at the box office. With me, Paul Orndorff and Norvell Austin. They'll be in that 18-man, two-ring triple chance battle royal with $10,000 going to the winning team. Plus, in tag team action, they'll be facing in a challenge match the current Southeastern tag team champions in a non-title bout, Randy Rose and Dennis Condry. Before I talk to Norvell and Paul, let's hear from the champions.
You know, Birmingham, Alabama seems to be our town, don't it, cuz? My cuz here done won a 1980 Corvette, and now I understand there's $10,000 up in a two-ring triple chance battle royal. Well, we don't need no triple chance. All we need is one chance. That's all we ask for. That's all we want. And I guarantee you, baby, you're looking at two men right here that's going to walk out with $10,000. $5,000 apiece.
Money, gold, wine, women, song, new cars is all we need.
Orndorff and Austin, you two ain't nothing but a stepping stone. That's all you are, baby, a stepping stone. Salt and pepper team, stepping stone.
As they say.
Well, Paul, they're talking about needing only one chance. You're going to try and eliminate that before the battle royal ever comes about.
That's right, Les. You know, first things first, for myself, I want to go out there and prove to the people and to myself and to the wrestling world that me and Norvell can go out there and defeat these two people in a non-title match. If we do that, then I'm sure we can get a shot at those belts. Second, that two-ring battle royal, well, that's going to be quite interesting, too, because, you know, anything can happen in that. It could be me and Norvell, it could be me and Rose, it could be me and Stubbs, anybody. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to winning that $10,000, and I'll be there, and I'll be ready.
Norvell, two big important matches for you Monday night.
Right on, boys. You got your hands full. You call yourself champions, huh? I call you champions, too. You're Hollywood champions, because you're always wearing them dog eyeglasses. You're going to have a reason to wear them after we get through in Boutwell Auditorium, but we're going to black both of y'all's eyes.
Monday night, Birmingham's Boutwell Auditorium, a super lineup.
Ladies and gentlemen, this event, one fall TV time remaining, introducing with a combined weight of 467 pounds, Norvell Austin and Paul Orndorff. Their opponents, combined weight of 440 pounds, the Superstar and Jimmy Jones.
Jimmy Jones and the Superstar out against Austin and Orndorff. And this is our first look at the tag team combination of Paul Orndorff and Norvell Austin on our television screen. And while we're talking about television matches, we're waiting for this one to start, Charlie. I did want to bring up that Don Curtis, because of the tremendous support of the fans and because of the great ratings throughout the Southeastern area, has proclaimed the month of February as Championship Month, and here on television. Each week throughout the month of February, there will be a title match of some sort, a regional title of some type, each week on our television program.
Championship month for the month of February. A lot of things happening in the Southeastern wrestling area. The month of February will be looking at a lot of great wrestling talent into the area, in addition to what we already have. Ken Lucas, for instance.
Right. Big Kenny coming back to the area. A tough competitor, and right now we're looking at another tough competitor in Paul Orndorff as he locks in with the key lock on that hammerlock to the masked Superstar. Orndorff has been challenged by Dennis Condry, who proclaims himself Southeastern arm wrestling champion. He wants to go against Orndorff in an arm wrestling match. Orndorff told us earlier he would be happy anytime, any place. So The groundwork has been laid, and we're just going to have to line that one up. Nice takedown by the junkyard dog, Norvell Austin. And this is going to be a tough combination for Condry and Rose to handle, Orndorff and Austin.
Over in that corner tag is made with Jimmy Jones. Collar and elbow, center of the ring. Takedown by the junkyard dog with the arm bar on Jones.
Joe's a rugged, aggressive professional. We got our first look at him on our television ring. And, of course, his work cut out for him against Paul and Norvell. Nice takedown by Paul, right in on top. And you look at this Orndorff up and down from head to toe. He's a well-developed athlete. He doesn't have a weak physical characteristic that I can tell. The power is well proportioned throughout the body. And plus, a very capable mental wrestler as well. A combination that's hard to beat any place in the country.
Junkyard dog in now, catches an elbow from Jimmy Jones. Hip toss takedown. And now the superstar tagged in, goes to work on the junkyard dog. Side headlock on Norvell Austin. Tag is made again with Jones. Jones and the superstar in and out very effectively at this point in the night. Norvell tags Paul Orndorff, and he has both of them in the ring. Both men in the ring. Orndorff takes Jones into that turnbuckle. All four men in the ring now.
Orndorff moved right back in to help Norvell. He saw the 2-on-1 situation, was right there to help him. The superstar nailed and driven outside. Austin sets Jimmy Jones up. Orndorff with that elbow waiting for him, drops Jones. Going for the super, the cradle. This is what we saw in his tape. Man, you've got the pin. Good move. A very unique move. You don't see it a lot, Charlie. Well executed by Paul Orndorff, and it came up with a winning 3 count for his team.
Your winner of the match, Paul Orndorff and Norvell Austin. And wait a minute.
Condry and Rose coming out with a table and a chair, and Charlie moving on to the ring.
It appears that Orndorff just completing a match, and he accepted the challenge of Condry. Condry picks a fine time to come out with the table right after a match. It would seem that Orndorff would have the disadvantage at this point.
Certainly Orndorff has been worn down from his competition in the match, Charlie, and right now he's locking grips with Dennis Condry. Paul down, Condry down, Rose seconding Condry, and the junkyard dog standing behind his partner. And let's see what the Florida State Arm Wrestling Champion and the self-proclaimed Southeastern Arm Wrestling Champion can do. Condry with a bit of an advantage here, Charlie, but Orndorff blasting back, and watch the concentration. Watch the concentration, Orndorff.
Orndorff coming down. Wait a minute.
And Condry went for a handful of hair. Orndorff beat him to the punch. And look at here, Rose trying to get a chair. And he hits that rope, it backfires and catches him on top of the head. And laid plans of mice and men, and there you have it.
Look what they just did, just backfired on them.
Indeed, it does seem that Rose and Condry,
the Southeastern Arm Wrestling Champion, tried to get a handful of hair, Charlie, and Orndorff beat him to the punch. Rose went after him with a chair. The chair came ricocheting back off that top rope and caught Randy a good one himself.
We'll be back with more action on Southeastern Championship Wrestling.
Clock for a super lineup of Southeastern Championship Wrestling. For reservations and information, call 320-6163. Tickets on sale at Bethel Box Office Monday at 9 a.m. The main event, 18-man, 2-ring triple chance over-the-top rope battle royal, $10,000 to the winning team. Plus, you'll see an Alabama State title match as Mr. Saito takes on Bob Armstrong. Challenge tag team match. Norvell Austin and Paul Orndorff take on Randy Rose and Dennis Condrey. For the U.S. Junior Heavyweight Championship, Brad Armstrong takes on Jerry Stubbs. Robert Gibson will be in action against Ron Bass. Jimmy Golden takes on Jimmy Jones. And Larry Horn goes against Okie Shikina. Monday night, Birmingham's Powerful Auditorium. That main event, 18-man, two-ring triple chance over the top rope battle royal, $10,000 to the winner. Monday night, Powerful Auditorium, Birmingham.
The big matches Monday night, two of them for titles, and the 18-man two-ring triple chance battle royal. Involved in that one, Jimmy Golden seated on my left and Robert Gibson seated on my right. In addition to that, Robert Gibson has wanted a shot at Outlaw Ron Bass. He gets that in singles action in Boutwell Auditorium on Monday night. Before I talk to Jimmy and Robert, let's hear from the Outlaw Ron Bass.
$10,000, triple chance, battle royal. Well, I'm going to tell you something, people. We're going to be coming in there and we want a little of that money. We're going to rake it home and take it home, have the big party that we want. And I'm going to direct remark right toward Mr. Robert Gibson. Robert Gibson, you're crying. You're saying that I hurt your brother Ricky. Well, I'm going to tell you something. You get in the ring with me, it's going to be two Gibsons, not just one that's going to be hurt. Mr. Okie, $10,000, baby.
Let me tell you just one thing. I will be the winner of that match because I love more rough they come in. Better I like. You know me. You know my reputation. I love that $10,000. Oh, that's good money.
All right, we're going to start with you, Robert. You want Ron Bass, and you've got him in a single match before the big battle royal.
Yeah, Les, that Ron Bass out here saying I'm crying and I'm doing this and that, but Ron Bass, I'm coming up there for one thing. Do something my brother should have done a long time ago. I want to take care of you come Monday night.
Jimmy, $10,000 is split between you and a partner if you come down to the Final Four in that big two-ring battle royal.
A whole lot of money, brother, and I sure would like to spend it, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it in my pocket, baby, $10,000. Hopefully Mr. Gibson over here will be my partner, and he can help me out, and we'll take the coins and split it up, baby. A lot of money, a lot of money. 3 chances, a two-ring battle royal. I'm looking forward to it, baby, because there's going to be some bodies flying, and I ain't going to be one of them. I'm going to be the one throwing some, baby.
Monday night, Birmingham's Boutwell Auditorium. 7 bouts, 2 title matches, and an 18-man, two-ring, triple chance battle royal. $10,000 going to the winning combination. Tickets go on sale Monday at Boutwell box office, 9 a.m.
Certainly we have an irate Randy Rose and Dennis Condry.
We certainly do. Condry is a bit embarrassed over what happened here just a few minutes ago in his quick arm wrestling career, but Paul Orndorff has done this many places, many times. It's a tough one to beat there or in the wrestling ring under standard wrestling rules. A lot of action going on, Charlie. Before we recap what's happened today, we'd like to mention this once again. Don Curtis is proclaimed on television February Championship Month. During that month, we will see defended here on the television program the Southeastern heavyweight title. I might mention there, this is a very important title because Harley Race will be arriving in the area in March. The man holding that title should be the one facing Harley for the World Heavyweight Championship. The Southeastern tag team belts will be defended on television. The Alabama State title and the United States Junior heavyweight title. All 4 of these titles will be defended one each week for the entire month of February. Coming soon to the area, Ken Lucas, who mentioned world champion Harley Race, Andre the Giant, and 2 additions to that, Mr. USA Tony Atlas and Mr. Wrestling 2, Joe.
Indeed, and something that comes out in my mind is a situation that has developed, and part of it due to something that happened last week here between Saito and Bob Armstrong. Bob very much after the Japanese.
You know, I guess exactly right. Of course, Brad was involved in the incident here last week. We saw the tape of Armstrong and Saito, these 2 men locked up like animals, neither wanting to relinquish an inch, give up, and certainly anytime both forces to be reckoned with, both powerful men, both very good at their own specialties, and anytime that these 2 men square off in a wrestling ring, it's going to be Katie bar the door.
And with Bob Armstrong preoccupied with Mr. Saito at this time, it also gives Brad an advantage of seeing exactly what he can do in singles competition. But
right. That's exactly right. Brad, as I mentioned earlier, we had discussed this, and he said, well, you know, a lot of people, a lot of wrestlers feel that my dad is helping a lot with the tag team wrestling and everything, and I think it's time I prove to him, to myself, to the fans, promoters, or whoever, you know, that Brad Armstrong can lock horns with him and do it on his own. And I think the young man has got the stick-to-itiveness and the desire, the courage, and the talent to go out there and do just exactly as he says, Charlie.
Briefly running down today, Brad Armstrong was the winner over Okie Shikina in our opening match. Mr. Saito, the winner over Roy Welch. The Southeastern Tag Champions reigned supreme over Robert Gibson and Frank Levert, and in that last match, Norvell Austin and Paul Orndorff the winners.
And our unscheduled arm wrestling contest, you'd have to give it to Orndorff. Condry went for the hair, ended up being thrown on the floor, and Randy Rose hit himself on the head with a chair. So the arm wrestling was short-lived.
And big news from Don Curtis. Once again, the next month, the month of February, has been declared as Championship Month here on Southeastern Championship Wrestling. Certainly hope you'll join us for that. We'll see you next week here on Championship Wrestling.